Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live somebody, let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits. Man, let me just say this. There is a lot going on today. Reason why I took a minute. Sorry for being a little bit late, but we had to start when I was ready. There has been new updates on some breaking news that just came out just a little bit ago. And so, of course, we need to talk about that. There's a lot of other things going on in the world. There's other fires going on as well. This is, like I said, this is a crazy, crazy time, to be completely honest. But as I said, hopefully you guys have found the show in good spirits, okay? Because another day above the dirt is always a blessing, all right? We got some things we got to talk about. We have a special friend coming on in a little while as well to talk about these fires in LA. Really looking forward for this person to come on to the show. So we got a few things coming up, okay, on the docket today. But we got some breaking news, which we definitely got to talk about for sure, okay? But before we get into everything, excuse me, hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, please crush that follow button. Subscribe here to my main channel. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips, please and thank you. Crush that subscribe button over there, okay? Hit the notification bell and set it to all for both channels. Don't forget, if you want to support the channel even further, outside of just hitting that subscribe button or that follow button, hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And, of course, do not forget to check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. Real talk. Okay? But, anyway, the news be newsing today, guys. The news be newsing. It is a very, very busy morning. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we have got to talk about at least as much of it as we can, okay? Isn't it Friday? It's Friday, right? Is it Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. This feels like a Monday, okay? With all the information that's blazing out. Now, of course, fires are still going on in California. We are going to get to that very shortly, all right? But I do want to share with you guys a new update that just dropped, and it has to do with the sentencing of Trump. Trump, our soon-to-be president in the next 10 days or so, he is going to be our new president. He has been sentenced. Well, if you call it sentencing, because he wasn't really sentenced. Yeah, his sentencing was today over the whole hush money case that he was convicted of countless. He had multiple counts, okay? And now he is considered, with all due respect, I'm just talking technical, all right? Before some of y'all get all upset, like, this is my president. Chill. I'm just reading the news and letting you guys know what's going down, all right? But remember, he was convicted, found guilty of multiple counts, okay, in this whole hush money case. Now he was sentenced today, but now it's an unconditional discharge that he got. So he gets no penalties, all right? He does not see the inside of a prison or a jail cell. He doesn't need to pay any fines. He doesn't need to serve any time at all whatsoever. So just so you know, the unconditional discharge in this hush money case, the sentence means the conviction stands without any further penalties. So He doesn't have to do anything except be known now as a convicted felon who's about to be our president. That's it. And I'm just reading what they're saying. Making the president-elect a convicted felon just days before his inauguration. Just so you guys know. Just so you guys know, because I know some of y'all are going to be feeling some type of way about me even reading this. And all I'm saying is, man, this is what's going on in the world. This is the news. All right. This is the news. Doesn't matter what bias you are on. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you stand on. This is what's going on in the world right now. He has been sentenced, but he hasn't really been sentenced. Okay. Just so you know. So he was sentenced. This is what it says here. President-elect Donald Trump, who's about to be inaugurated in about 10 days, because today is the 10th, a week and a half from now, he is going to be president of these United States. And of course, we already saw those T-shirts with people wearing like shirts that said, I'm voting for the felon, stuff like that. Okay. So everybody already been known that this man is out here and has been charged, okay, convicted of doing of this hush money situation. Okay. But it says here, all right, he was sentenced to an unconditional discharge, all right, in this New York hush money case, making him the first president to have been sentenced for a criminal conviction once he's sworn into office January 20th. So he'll be making history. He'll be making history. The unconditional discharge, which state Judge Merchan said he was likely to impose, allows Trump's conviction of 34 counts of falsifying business records to stand with no further penalties, such as jail time. So like I said, he ain't paying no fines. He ain't doing no time. The only thing is now that he is now a convicted felon. All right. The sentencing also was allowed to go forward after the Supreme Court decided 5-4 yesterday to reject Trump's request to drop the proceeding. So Trump said he thought it was a fair decision and referred to possible further appeals, which is, of course, going to be happening. What else is new? Such as of the verdict. So, of course, he's going to appeal. Okay? Of course, he's going to appeal. What else is new? Trump was convicted in May of falsifying records related to hush money that his then attorney, Michael Cohen, we all know about this, him paying that adult film star Stormy Daniels in the closing days of the 2016 presidential election. Stormy Daniels testified that she had relations with Trump in 2006, which he has denied. He has denied. I guess there's a new update here. Now, I guess he said something. He made a quote or he spoke out as soon as this verdict was made, or the sentencing was made. I'm sorry. He calls the sentencing a despicable charade or charade, however you say it. Okay. In a lengthy post, he reacted to his unconditional discharge sentencing, calling it a quote unquote hoax, and repeated that he will appeal it. Today's event was a despicable charade. And now that it's over, we will appeal this hoax, which has no merit, and restore the trust of Americans in our once great system of justice, he wrote. Okay. So there it is, guys. Okay. There it is. He has been sentenced, but he hasn't really been sentenced. It's basically like, I'm sentencing you to no sentence. You're going to serve no time. You ain't paying no penalties, and you are not going to have to do any community service of any kind or any type of anger management programs or anything of that sort, right? No group therapy, nothing. He's just going to be a convicted felon walking in as the new president of these United States. So that's basically it, guys. I mean, to me, he can appeal it all he wants. But to me, it's like, all right, that is that's soft. The judge could have gone in and it could have been worse. And it wasn't bad. Right? So he can appeal. Go ahead and he can appeal. I'm not sitting here saying anything bad about it. That's his right. That's his right as an American in this country. That's his right. Okay. But like I said, that is just, I don't know. That felt like a pat on the back rather than a slap in the face, in my personal opinion. Now, there's something else that's going on here too. And this is going on, like I said, the news be newsing right now, okay? The news be newsing. Here's another thing that I think is very interesting before we go into the fires, all right? Look at this. There's a fire in the Bronx going on that has left 7 injured and 200 firefighters respond to the 5-alarm blaze. What in the hell is going on? Another fire somewhere else in the country, on the other side of the complete opposite side of the country. Now we have a huge fire going on in the Bronx. Maybe J-Lo started that one too. I'm kidding. I know everybody's like, Diddy started those fires in the Palisades, right? I mean, because this is her block. From the Bronx. You know what I mean? Don't be fooled by the rocks that she got. She's still Jenny from the block. So now we got this on fire. Praying for everyone who's been injured, swift recovery, and everybody whose homes have been up in flames. I'm hoping that they're going to be okay, because this is some scary stuff too. Real talk. I can only imagine what people are looking at and going through as far as this goes too. So they said nearly 200 New York firefighters are battling a massive 5-alarm blaze at a Bronx apartment building Friday morning that has left at least 7 people injured. FDNY responded to a huge blaze at a 6-story residential building in East Bronx around 1:40 a.m. this morning, fire officials said. The alarming video showing the building engulfed in flames, billowing from the roof. And of course, you guys can see all that here. Look at that. Either Mother Nature mad as hell, or we got some really bad people out here trying to start ish. And of course, that's one of the things that people are now starting to think about, or starting to question about what happened in LA as well. Did it really happen? Did it really happen because it was Mother Nature, or was it man that went off and sparked this ish off? Now, this thing, I mean, listen, it's cold as hell out. It could be a space heater. It could be bad electricity, wires, faulty wiring. It could be so many different things in what's going on in the Bronx. But as you can see, they're out there trying to put out this fire. And this started going off around 1:40 a.m. Scary stuff, though, guys, right? Scary, scary stuff. Because it's like, you'd think that we've already had enough chaos going on already. And now we got another thing going on over here, right? Then there was an explosion that we talked about just the other day. I mean, like I said, it's like everything. Fort Worth, Texas. I mean, it's just been absolutely crazy. Okay. So yeah, Absolutely crazy. But we got to get into some of this fire that's going on in LA. One of the things that we do know is that the National Guard has been deployed, okay, which in my personal opinion is good news, all right? But let's take a look at this and see what is really popping off, if it allows me.
Working on a mandatory curfew both for the Palisades and Eaton fires between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. to also deter this type of activity, this type of looting. Coming back out here live, this is a hard closure at Woodbury and Santa Rosa. The only vehicles being let up, emergency vehicles, utility crews. The Angeles National Forest now says 4,000 to 5,000 structures have been destroyed in this fire zone alone. For now.
Now, real quick, there is a press conference, so I want to share that too. So I think they have it here.
Frustration with the alert system that is causing confusion and additional panic for our communities at this time of extreme crisis. Whatever the cause, it is unacceptable, and it is being addressed now by the county's Office of Emergency Management, as Director McGowan described. We'll be investigating what happened, how, and why at every level in our exhaustive after-action process to ensure it is corrected.
I'm going to run this back a little bit because I want to hear what this man has to say here, okay? Just to see what she's talking about.
Anger, fear, with regards to the erroneous messages that have been being sent out through the wireless emergency alert system across LA County. I can't express enough how sorry I am for this experience. First of all, I want to clarify, this is not human driven. There is no one sitting at a desk right now initiating emergency alerts.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Real quick. Wait. So they've been sending out, because there was one that happened last night, okay? Yesterday, there was an alert that was sent out to all of LA County, okay? All of LA County. And all of them were sitting there thinking, everyone's like, oh my damn, right? But then they said, oh, no. It's a false alarm. My bad. They talked about that last night. So now we're hearing it again. And is he trying to say that this has happened multiple times? And he's saying it's not by man? Like this was not a man-powered or a human error? How is that even possible? What, you have it set for? Do you have it set on a timer? Okay, let's just continue on. That makes no doggone sense.
I want to restate that. Right now, as these alerts are being issued, they are not being activated or initiated by a person. This is my top priority.
Say what?
I'm working all hands on deck with the Federal Emergency Management Agency's Integrated Public Alert and Warning Team. We have every technical specialist working to resolve this issue and to find the root cause.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say what? So what is this, AI? Like, what is this? How is this possible? I'm really confused too, Rachel. It's just, is it like some random automated thing that like every 15 hours to send out an alert, enter, and then they're like, we got to go get our sushi, bye. Like, what the hell is this? Okay.
I implore everyone to not disable the messages on your phone.
Then why? I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt this, but why? Why wouldn't they? If every alert is just fake news, why would they? Oh my God. I got to hit this button again. Make that make sense, guys. Okay, I'm done. It could, you're right, Jasmine. It could be hackers. That could be it too. Okay, there are jerk offs out here in these streets trying to be excited. Somebody also said, I saw a comment saying, "Let the barbecue continue." I was like, "Oh my damn!" Somebody literally said, "Yay, let the barbecue continue." I saw that in the chat. A quote, a comment. There are people that are very excited about this place going up in flames, that are cheering this on. So I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. Yeah, it's disgusting. Okay? Disgusting that there are people out here that are that callous and that messed up that would sit there and say this, say those things. Real talk. Let the barbecue continue. Real talk. Now, hackers, though, damn right there's hackers. But could it be this? Why haven't they remedied the issue? Because you got to remember, people are going to turn off their notifications now. They're going to be like, shut it off. I don't want to hear it because all of it is not real. How are they going to know when the alert is really real? It's like the boy who cried wolf. Another one, evacuate. They're going to keep ignoring until the flames are right there in their face. And that's the sad part about it. If the flames continue, if the fires continue to spread. Okay, I'm done. But this is a level of this is a level of idiocy that I've never seen before. I can't believe this, but let's continue on.
This is extremely frustrating, painful, and scary. But these alert tools have saved lives during this emergency.
Hamburger.
Not receiving an alert can be a consequence of life and death. As we continue to work on the root cause, I ask everyone that gets an alert to verify if they are in an evacuation warning or order to go to alertla.org, lacounty.gov/emergency, or dial 211 for assistance. The mapping is accurate on where evacuation warnings and orders exist. Again, this is my top priority. This is the top priority of my partners at the state and at FEMA with the public alert and warning tool to resolve this issue as quickly as possible and identify the root cause. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, y'all.
Thank you, Kevin. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to make this very short because we've got a full list of people that want to present today. You're going to hear information from our insurance commissioner, Ricardo Lara. Thank you for being here, about how residents can get connected to insurance support to recover and rebuild. And I was up in the Alpine area last night, and the common question was, how do I navigate the insurance process, and will I be able to get insured again? And so I felt it was important for us to hear from our insurance commissioner, who's been very engaged on this issue. And then I just want to say to everyone, you know, I've been out and I've heard from my residents, and I think we've all had someone impacted by this fire. I keep saying it, you are not alone. I talk to families that have lost everything, and they don't know where to go. And as the supervisor representing that district, but also as a chair, I speak for this board. We are here to support you, and we will be here for the long road to rebuild. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Mayor Bass to say a few words.
Thank you, Chair Barger. All of us here are working urgently and around the clock to confront this ongoing firestorm. And when we are on the front lines, when we're in the command posts, when we're in the Emergency Operations Center, we carry with us our friends and neighbors. That is what this fight is all about. It's about those friends, neighbors, and loved ones who have fled their homes, those who have lost their homes, those who have lost their lives. To all Angelinos, we are fighting hard for each of you. So here's our city update responding to this natural disaster. LAFD battled all night on the Palisades fire, the Hearst fire, the Kenneth fire, and airdrop efforts, thank goodness, continue. LAFD also responded to and extinguished fires in Pacoima, Hollywood, Studio City, and more. I do want to let everyone know that Griffith Park, including Runyon Canyon, will be closed through Sunday. Yesterday, President Biden pledged his full support for response efforts, including FEMA reimbursement 100% of our disaster response costs. FEMA also launched resources and support for Angelenos impacted by these fires. Visit disasterassistance.gov to apply. We have worked with the governor and Sheriff Luna to secure the National Guard, which will back up and free up our firefighters and police officers and play a key role in securing our evacuation zones to keep people safe and to protect against anyone thinking of taking advantage of this tragedy. People from across LA, the nation, and the world are asking how to help. Yesterday, I spoke of the California Community Foundation's Wildlife Recovery Fund, and today I'm grateful to share that within 24 hours, they have raised $2.5 million from 4,000 generous donors. Visit calfund.org. I also mentioned that Airbnb has been working through the 211 online portal to provide free temporary housing. Now, the demand has been extremely high, and Airbnb has increased their commitment to providing emergency assistance for now 25,000 evacuees, first responders, and others impacted by the fires. Visit 211la.org to get connected. With so many homes and businesses lost, we are already putting plans in place to make sure that we aggressively rebuild. My office is leading the city effort to clear the way. Red tape, bureaucracy, all of it must go. This will be an enormous undertaking, but we will be ready for it because we will not rely on the old way of doing things. For this recovery, we will have, like we have done in other areas, we shake up the system and move forward with new strategies and policies. I don't believe that there is anything that Angelenos cannot do if we stand together. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce LA County's 3rd District Supervisor, Lindsay Horvath.
Good morning. I want to first start by thanking our first responders who were focused in the Topanga region yesterday and responded swiftly to the Kenneth fire. Incredible action from firefighters who are giving multiple fires absolutely everything they've got. Initial reports led our department to serious concerns, but we have the absolute best, most experienced teams leading our efforts, and even with the most challenging circumstances and terrain, they have been able to deliver. Next, I want to express my deep frustration with the alert system that is causing confusion and additional panic for our communities at this time of extreme crisis. Whatever the cause, it is unacceptable, and it is being addressed now by the county's Office of Emergency Management, as Director McGowan described. We'll be investigating what happened, how, and why at every level in our exhaustive after-action process to ensure it is corrected. There is a reason why we have redundancies in our communication system. Crises require them. Please sign up for alertla.org, visit emergency.lacounty.gov, and tune into local radio and TV. Our LA media partners have done an incredible job getting the word out, and it's why we hold these press briefings. In terms of overnight updates in the communities I represent, we had a small brush fire of under 5 acres in Pacoima that the fire department knocked out quickly, and we thank them for their bravery and their swift action. The fires continue to have air quality impacts throughout the Los Angeles County region. A smoke advisory has been extended through Friday. To limit exposure, please remain indoors as much as possible, avoid outdoor physical activity, and run your air conditioner or air purifier if you have one. The Department of Public Health's Chief Deputy, Dr. Anish Mahajan, is here and can help answer questions about air quality. The strength and resolve of Los Angeles County residents, as well as our extraordinary first responders from every level of government, as well as our private citizens from across the country and right here in our own county, will be the way we get through this unimaginable tragedy. Thank you. I'd now like to welcome up LA County Fire Chief Anthony Maroney.
Yeah, I mean, give us the info. Like, what's really going on here?
Thank you, Supervisor.
What's stopped?
So,
what's
good morning.
continuing?
The
So
Eaton
on and so
Fire,
forth.
Current estimated acreage,
There we go.
13,956 acres with 3% containment. We still have 4,000 to 5,000 structures that may be damaged or destroyed.
Wow.
Once we do our damage inspection reports, we'll get a more accurate number for you. We currently
Wow.
have 1,527 firefighting personnel remaining assigned to this incident. The LA County Fire Department is in unified command with the U.S. Forest Service, the LA County Sheriffs, along with the Pasadena, Arcadia, Sierra Madre Fire Departments, and the Pasadena Police Department. Yesterday afternoon, the fire in the Eaton Canyon did make a push towards historic Mount Wilson. This observatory is okay thanks to the efforts of the firefighters and observatory staff, and no buildings have been destroyed at Mount Wilson. A firefighter did suffer a significant fall injury yesterday at the Eaton fire. He remains hospitalized. He's resting comfortably, and he's in stable condition and expected to make a full recovery. The cause of the fire remains unknown, and we will advise the media once we get the cause determined. We are appreciative to our many mutual aid partners from out of state for providing assistance to Los Angeles County in our time of need. Thanks to the increased number of resources assigned, the region is in a much better posture than we were earlier this week. And I have been advised that mutual aid resources from Canada are arriving now. The National Weather Service predicts that the red flag will continue through Friday or continue today through 6 p.m. However, our priority is also going to be to prepare for the next red flag event that is predicted to begin on Monday. I would also like to provide a brief update on the Kenneth fire that erupted yesterday near the Victory Trailhead at the border of Ventura and Los Angeles counties. Thanks to the quick action of first responders and aerial assets, the fire has been stopped. It's currently at 1,000 acres. We have 35% containment, and no structures are reported damaged or destroyed. One important topic I want to talk about is that we did have a drone incursion yesterday at the Palisades fire. Unknown exactly what time this small drone hit the wing of our CL-415 Super Scooper aircraft that we currently have on contract from the province of Quebec. The pilots were unaware that they hit the drone. It wasn't until they landed at Van Nuys Airport that the maintenance staff noticed that there was a fist-sized hole in the leading edge of the wing inboard of the landing light. That Super Scooper will be prioritized for repair 24/7. It should be flying Monday. We only have 2 of them. Everyone should know, all of your viewers, flying a drone in the fire traffic area is not only dangerous, but it's illegal. We do have our federal partners behind the scenes are going to be implementing procedures to be able to follow drones in our 2 large fire areas, and they will be able to identify who the operator of that drone is. The most important thing to know is that if you fly a drone at one of these brush fires, all aerial operations will be shut down. And we certainly don't want to have that happen. Before I close, I would like to thank Supervisor Barger and Horvath for their unwavering support and leadership. I would also like to acknowledge the tireless efforts of first responders who continue to place themselves in harm's way to protect our residents and property. Thank you. I would now like to bring up Fire Chief Kristen Crowley of the Los Angeles City Fire Department.
Thank you, Chief Maroney. So I'll just be providing a brief update of the overnight operations of our fires. So Palisades fires. This fire was currently tracked at 20,438 acres with 3,073 personnel assigned. Crews worked very, very hard overnight, strengthening our containment lines and addressing multiple spot fires in and around the Topanga Canyon area. Resources responded to the area included our air assets to aid in the containment efforts. Due to the favorable overnight weather conditions and the diligent, and I'll focus on the diligent work and effort and commitment of our first responders, we can report that the Palisades fire is now 8% contained. Wind gusts are expected to increase in daylight hours that will test our containment lines. Our firefighters will continue to respond to any flare-ups and increase our containment lines. Evacuation orders remain in place. The Hearst fire, due to more accurate mapping and acreage, has been updated to 771 acres with 37% containment. All evacuation orders and warnings have been lifted. The Kenneth fire, forward progress has been stopped with 35% containment at 1,000 acres. All evacuation orders and warnings within the Los Angeles city have been lifted.
That's good.
I personally want to make sure that
progress.
we thank and show our deepest gratitude to all of our Los Angeles city firefighters and all of our partners as we've been battling these fires for now. We're going into day 4. Thank you to LAPD for assisting us in keeping our communities safe. And lastly, thank you to all of the agencies who have come to aid during this time of help, and it absolutely does not go unnoticed. Thank you.
Yeah, now Sheriff Robert Luna. Thank you, Sheriff.
Good morning to everybody. This morning, we have well over 500 LA County deputies that are assisting continuous with evacuations, traffic control, security patrols, and other humanitarian efforts. They're out there. I hear people calling me. They see a lot of black and white police cars rolling with lights and siren. They're out there working. That's what they're doing. They've been actively patrolling evacuated areas and are increasing their presence to deter any burglary or looting activity that may occur.
Or people who just look like they don't belong there.
On evacuations for all the fires that we're dealing with, evacuations orders stand at approximately 153,000 residents that are under evacuation orders and approximately 57,830 structures at risk. And then evacuation warnings, approximately 166,800 residents under both warnings, or I'm sorry, those are just specifically for warnings. What I want to go to next, and we started talking about this last night, is a curfew. A curfew order has been established for the Palisades and Eaton fire areas in all mandatory evacuation zones. That will be in effect. It was in effect last night. And it's going to be in effect tonight at 6 p.m. So it ended at 6 a.m. this morning, will take effect again until 6 p.m. I'm emphasizing that to our media partners because part of this is communicating to the public. You cannot be in these affected areas. If you are subject to arrest. That is important. We're not doing this to inconvenience anybody. We're doing it to protect the structures, the houses that people have left because we ordered them to leave, and I want them to feel confident that we are doing everything we can to secure that. This curfew will be strictly enforced and is being taken to enhance public safety, protect property, and prevent any burglaries or looting in the area that the residents have evacuated. The only people that will be allowed in these areas are disaster workers, okay? I just want to make that clear because we have other people trying to get in there. And by the way, media partners who have legitimate media credentials, yes, you may enter those areas unless it's very, very unsafe and somebody tells you not to for that reason. Again, just specifically, anyone found in violation of this curfew will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor offense under LA County Code Section 2.68320. And conviction may result in a fine up to $1,000 or jail time. And I'm telling you right now, I know people talk about no bail, and I've given direction that if somebody's caught doing this, they are not going to get cited and released. They're going to get booked. We are not screwing around with this. We don't want anyone taking advantage of our residents that have already been victimized. The National Guard deployment. As many of you are aware, we asked for the National Guard I'm very thankful to Governor Newsom and the State Office of Emergency Services that fulfilled that request. As of last night, we've had National Guardsmen assisting us. They arrived last night and deployed to the Eaton Fire area, and we're assisting with road closures and critical infrastructure protection. As additional guard personnel arrive, and they will be in the next 12 to 24 hours, the Sheriff's Department will strategically coordinate their deployment with other partners such as the Los Angeles Police Department, Pasadena Police Department, Santa Monica Police Department, Azusa, and Arcadia. Those are the requests we have now. That may grow. We'll adjust as time goes on. I want to make sure that if anybody needs updated information on either evacuation orders or warnings or road closures, they go to lacounty.gov/emergency. And with that, I am going to be introducing Assistant Chief Dominic Choi from the Los Angeles Police Department.
Thank you. All right. Good morning. On behalf of the Los Angeles Police Department, I just want to extend our deepest sympathies to all those affected by our fires. And that includes many of our own LAPD officers who've lost homes and property in this fire, and they continue to serve these communities, and I appreciate all their work. I have a number of important updates for all of you today, and I'm going to start by an arrest that was made late yesterday afternoon. So yesterday afternoon, the Kenneth Fire started at the border of West Hills and the city of Los Angeles and Ventura County. At 4:32 p.m., we received a 911 call that a suspect was attempting to light a fire in the community of Woodland Hills and was being detained by residents. Officers from LAPD's Topanga area responded and took that suspect into custody. And once we learned that this suspect was a possible arson suspect, our Major Crimes Division responded to Topanga Division along with Ventura County sheriffs, who was a lead in the Kenneth Fire investigation. But they responded, they interviewed this suspect. After the interview and additional investigative steps, looking at some additional evidence that was present, they made the determination that there was not enough probable cause to arrest this person on arson or suspicion of arson, and therefore this person was arrested on a felony probation violation. This investigation is ongoing, however, and I'd like to thank those community members that were involved in this and helping us bring this person to our attention, and so we can have an ongoing investigation. The second point I want to talk about is for any of those people looking for loved ones or missing people related specifically to the Palisades fire. Now, the county is also doing this for the Eaton fire, but for the city of Los Angeles, we've stood up a family assistance center. This center is located at Chevy Hills Recreation Center, and it's at 2551 Motor Avenue. It's going to be open today from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We will have 10 officers there ready to receive anyone who needs to report a missing person related to the Palisades fire. We will also have the American Red Cross, the Mayor's Crisis Response Team, the LA County Medical Examiner's Office, and the LA County Department of Mental Health. They will be there to help support, answer questions, and provide information as necessary. Again, I just want to emphasize this is for missing people related to Palisades fire. This is not for any other issues related to the fire. LAPD and our law enforcement partners are actively maintaining law and order in the areas impacted by the fires. We're patrolling these areas to deter criminal activity and to continue to ensure public safety. Today, we're deploying 210 officers in these impacted areas. This deployment includes our partners from LA Port PD and LAWA PD, and I'm thankful for their support. Again, protecting our homes, businesses, and evacuated and vulnerable zones are our priority, and we will continue to ensure that no one takes advantage of these situations. You've heard this message before, but I'm going to say it again because it's so important and so critical. Looting has zero tolerance. Looting or exploiting in the disaster areas will not be tolerated. Anybody caught looting or committing crimes in the affected areas will be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We'll remain vigilant and patrol these areas and ensure that we can mitigate any activity like this. And again, if you haven't already done so, you will start seeing in the city of Los Angeles, the National Guard being deployed at the Palisades fire. Their role is going to be traffic control, managing roadways to ensure access to affected areas is restricted to authorized personnel only. They're going to be manning critical infrastructure security, as well as doing checkpoints and verifying credentials for those for ingress and egress. And lastly, these measures controlling access, they are necessary. I just want the communities to know they are necessary for public safety and for proper community recovery. They are inconvenience, but it's something that we have to do. Residents are encouraged to call 911 if they see any suspicious activity. Law enforcement, National Guard, and other first responders are here to support this community and ensure their safety in a difficult time. Our commitment remains steadfast to restoring safety and normalcy as quickly as possible. Your cooperation and resilience from the community are greatly appreciated. Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman.
Thank you and good morning. The District Attorney's Office will be considering up to now 5 different types of cases that will eventually be presented from law enforcement. Let's start with arson. If it is determined that there is a man-made and intentional setting of any of the fires involved in this situation, the people who committed this arson will be arrested, they will be prosecuted, and they will be punished to the full extent of the law. Right now, obviously, law enforcement and the firefighters are focused on containing these properties, saving lives, saving homes. But eventually we will get to the causes of those fires. And that part, the DA's office will be working with law enforcement to go after anyone who is guilty of the crime of arson. Second types of crimes. If people are going to violate this curfew restriction and they get arrested, they will be prosecuted. Let me back up what the sheriff has said. In order to protect the homes of people who've been ordered to leave those homes, the sheriff, the Los Angeles Police Department, and local law enforcement is going to be working overtime to protect your home. In that way, if you violate the curfew, you will be arrested and then you will be prosecuted by the district attorney's office. Third issue, looting. Looting is a despicable crime.
No doubt.
For the people who've already been arrested, please know that this is not going to end well. You will be punished to the full extent of the law, and I'm sending this warning message out again. If you want to go ahead and take advantage of people who have tragically suffered enormous losses in this county, the district attorney's office, working with law enforcement, will make sure you are arrested, you are prosecuted, and you are maximally punished. Drones. If you're thinking that it's fun to send a drone up in the area for your own amusement, or you want to get information that nobody else can get, and you do it in one of these areas that for which drones are not permitted, I'll repeat one more time. You will be arrested, you will be prosecuted, and you will be punished to the full extent of the law.
Okay.
And the last type of crime that we'll be looking at are scams, and we're already seeing them. We're seeing people being targeted in GoFundMe scams by people who are trying to entice people to give money to people who have suffered, when the people who are arranging this GoFundMe page are nothing but scammers. You must be aware of who you are being approached by and who you actually can go ahead and give your money to if you want to help them. We're going to see that eventually with insurance scams. We'll see it with government benefit scams. And yes, they are going to target the people who have been tragically affected, and you cannot allow them to do it. I would suggest that if you want internet resources and who to give money to, go to recovery.lacounty.gov. It has a whole list of organizations that you can, if you want to, contribute to, and it does it in both English and Spanish. Also, you can go to the LAFD.gov's website as well. But my message to the public is beware. These scammers look at this as an opportunity. Do not let them take advantage of you. And one more message to the scammers: you will be arrested, you will be prosecuted, and you will be punished to the maximum extent possible.
We ain't
I'd
playing.
like now to introduce California Insurance Commissioner
Damn.
Ricardo Lara.
Don't be stupid.
Thank you. Before I begin, I want to publicly thank the insurance commissioners from across the nation and the international insurance supervisors who have offered assistance and support during this difficult time. My heart goes out to my fellow Angelinos and to the firefighters currently battling these blazes. Let me be clear, my top priority is to protect all affected people during this crisis and assist in their insurance recovery. My primary concern at this very moment is to ensure that wildfire survivors receive the insurance benefits to which they are entitled to as soon as possible. I understand that this may be new and the extent of the calamity here in Southern California and compounded by the insurance and financial stresses that these wildfires have caused. However, at the Department of Insurance, we have been confronting wildfires and other natural disasters throughout our entire state for a very long time, making us, unfortunately, response experts. Now is the time for you to focus on your family and on your health. The last thing you should be worrying about is your insurance. Here's what I've done to protect our wildfire victims to date. I am using my moratorium power to stop all non-renewals and cancellations. Last night, I issued a bulletin to protect homeowners affected by the Palisades and Eaton fires from non-renewals and cancellations by your insurance companies for 1 year under a moratorium law that I wrote while I was serving in the state Senate. This covers you even if your home wasn't destroyed or damaged in the wildfire. You can visit insurance.ca.gov to look up your zip code if you are near these wildfires and obtain that protection. I'm also calling on insurance companies to suspend any pending non-renewals and cancellations that homeowners received before these fires started. This means that if you've received a non-renewal from your homeowner's insurance between October 9th and January 7th, essentially 90 days, your insurance company should do the right thing and retain you as a valued policyholder. I call upon all property insurance companies to pause these non-renewals and cancellations and provide essential stability for our communities, allowing consumers to focus on what's important at the moment, their safety and recovery. In my notice, I also urged insurers to extend the payment grace period beyond the existing 60 days for policyholders in areas directly affected by the wildfires, enabling Angelinos to pay their home insurance premiums amidst the challenges that they are currently facing. And if your policy was not renewed, or if you don't have coverage, please call us at 1-800-927-4357. We can help you find additional solutions. I have also directed my department's enforcement team to protect Angelinos from fraudsters targeting wildfire survivors and to assist with the ongoing evacuation efforts. My department has moved quickly to host an insurance support workshop on January 18th and 19th at Santa Monica College, followed by another event the following weekend at Pasedena City College. We will have experts from our staff and representatives from insurance companies available so homeowners can obtain answers and take the action they need in one convenient location. Again, call us at 1-800-927-4357 to schedule a one-on-one appointment with our experts. Related to health, I've issued an additional notice to all California health insurers directing them to submit emergency plans to my department. These plans must detail how they're going to ensure that consumers can continue to access essential medical care and obtain their medications in the wake of these disasters. I've been in constant communication with our county leaders, governor, the legislative leaders, and our congressional delegation to identify best ways to expedite our recovery, reduce wildfire risk, and build a more climate resilient state and communities. Making homes and communities safer from wildfires needs to be a top priority for our state. Looking forward, I'm going to ask the governor and the state legislature to support my proposal to provide consumers with home hardening grants. We need to put money in people's hands. This measure is critical to protecting homes and improving long-term resilience against wildfire risk. We are also going to be introducing legislation to include businesses in our moratorium law. Businesses are an important consumer of insurance and the financial backbone of many communities, and they also need this vital protection. Newly enacted insurance reforms are now in effect to make insurance rates more stable and predictable. My sustainable insurance strategy mandates that insurance companies expand and maintain coverage in high wildfire areas if they are going to use forward-looking catastrophic models and incorporate the reinsurance cost in the rate making, which my department just finalized in December. Why is this important for our residents? It ensures that Californians in wildfire-prone areas retain access to insurance and brings competition back into the market and ultimately lowering the cost. Without these measures, insurance companies may continue non-renewals, leaving communities at greater risk of underinsurance and total loss of coverage. Even with these devastating wildfires, I want to be clear, I am confident that these reforms will keep us on track to modernizing our insurance market, encourage insurers to return and expand in California, and protect the solvency of our market. We remain the largest insurance market in the nation, fourth in the world. Our goal is to ensure they remain financially solvent and can honor the claim that will stabilize our insurance market in the long run. Now, let me just quickly address issues surrounding the insurer of last resort, which we call the FAIR Plan. It has become clear that reforms are necessary as the coverage maximums have not changed in 30 years. I recognize that for some Californians, the coverage limits, even the ones that we've already implemented, are still very low. Under my strategy, we have also ensured the creation of a stronger, more sustainable FAIR Plan with the long-term financial strategy to withstand the challenging fires we are experiencing today. Let me be clear, once the fires are brought under control, we will get data directly from the insurance industry and the FAIR Plan about claims filed, as we have on all the other fires that may or may not happen. We are focused on maintaining the FAIR Plan's financial health while getting people back to the regular market where they belong. In closing, our actions are focused on ensuring that the insurance companies meet their commitments to the consumers, that Californians are protected, not just in this crisis, but beyond. We are here to help. Please call us. We speak multiple languages in whatever language you feel comfortable. Insurance can be complicated. We are here to help you decipher your policy and help you understand what your rights are as consumers. Please call us at 1-800-927-4357, or you can use our live chat feature on our website at insurance.ca.gov. Together, we will get through this, I can assure you, and thank you.
Okay.
LA County Assessor, Jeff Crane.
But all the other people who don't have insurance are screwed.
Good morning. Right now, government is very focused on bringing these fires under control, but in the coming days, the focus will return to recovery. Initial reports suggest that 10,000 properties have been damaged or destroyed, with hundreds more likely to be discovered in the coming days. I appreciate that property taxes are not high on the list of things to worry about right now, as so many are focused on housing and safety, but financial issues will soon become a major issue for the victims of the fires. Under California law, if your property, your home or your business has been damaged or destroyed, you may qualify for property tax relief under the Misfortune and Calamity Program. This program allows my office to reduce your assessed value of your property, which is what your taxes are based upon, to reflect the damage. Here are the key details. To qualify, the damage needs to exceed $10,000, and you must file a claim within 12 months. Once filed, we will investigate and verify the claim, determine the cost to cure, and then reduce the assessed value effective the date of the damage occurred. The reduction remains in place until the property is repaired, rebuilt, or undergoes a change in ownership. It does seem clear that we may need legislative help to ensure maximum benefits to victims, and I'm glad some legislators are here today. We look forward to talking to them about about making some of those fixes. The filing of this claim also facilitates coordination with the Treasurer Tax Collector's Office, allowing taxpayers who pay property taxes directly, that is not through an impound account with their mortgage lender, to defer their current year property taxes without incurring penalties or interest. We're working closely with our county partners to identify impacted properties and will assist homeowners and businesses through every step of this process. For all claims, we aim to do that, process them as quickly as possible. Once the tax roll is updated, the auditor controller will recalculate the taxes. If you're due a refund, it will be issued, or if taxes remain owed, an adjusted bill with new due dates will be sent. My staff, who's here, has handouts with a lot of the information, these programs detailed. I did want to also emphasize that you should not pay anybody to access these services. My office provides them all for free, and we can be reached at assessor.lacounty.gov or at 213-974-3211. Thank you.
Thank you. U.S. Fire Administrator Dr. Lori Moore Merrill.
Good morning. Thank you. FEMA and the U.S. Fire Administration remains on the ground to support the response and recovery efforts here for these fires. And I just want to have a reminder, as the mayor said, President Biden, through a major disaster declaration, has committed to cover cost associated with these fires at 100% for 180 days. For those who are affected and individual assistance, you can go to disasterassistance.gov, or if you prefer, to call someone, speak to someone directly. It is 1-800-621-3362. Our hearts remain with those who are affected, and certainly with the firefighters who continue the fight on the front lines. Helen, I'll turn it back to you.
Closing remarks by Chair Barker.
Thank you. In closing, I just have to say that this is called One Voice, and it's one voice because while it's focused on unincorporated Altadena, and I know Palisades and Pasadena, we're working with our state and our federal partners to ensure that we are providing all the resources necessary. So I want to acknowledge people that are here today. Supervisor Holly Mitchell, our colleague who's here to support us. Pasadena Mayor Victor Gordo, Santa Monica Mayor Lana Negrete, Assembly Member Jess Gabriel, and Assembly Member Jessica Caloza, who are here. Did I miss anybody? I think that's... So again, I want to thank you all. And with that, we're going to take maybe one question because I know we've got to run out to Altadena, but go ahead.
Okay, why don't we go? Can we just, Supervisor, I'm so sorry. We'll just get a couple over here.
She said one.
2 or 3.
She said one.
By the way, we will do one-on-one interviews afterwards, okay? I will help you get the information you need. Go ahead.
Thank you. My question is for Mayor Bass. Jonathan Migliotti with CBS News. Yesterday, you asked for the public's patience as you assess the response. As you well know, then millions of people receive false alarms. It's been acknowledged here in this room that many may now be deactivating their alerts on their phones. I have heard from many people who are ignoring them altogether. We have red flag warnings still in effect. They will resume again next week. There is no rain in the forecast. What are you doing at this point to earn back people's trust and to make sure these mistakes don't happen again?
Well, first of all, I think that was addressed at the beginning of the press conference by Kevin McGowan.
I would like that from you. I don't, you're the top official here.
So let me just be clear. I am going to spend every moment that I can making sure that I am in as many areas as possible, meeting and talking to residents to see what is needed in the recovery. But I also mentioned that we're moving into recovery mode at the same time, meaning that we want to see the city rebuilt. We want to see Los Angeles come together. Let me finish. We want to see Los Angeles come together.
You are deflecting from the question. You have millions of people here who get these alerts. They are ignoring them. You still have red flag warnings in effect. There is a real threat here. What is your message to your constituents who are losing faith? You started this entire press conference.
I want the residents of Los Angeles region to have faith in what we are doing 24 hours a day. I can say on behalf of our first responders from the fire department, the police department, we are doing everything we can to bring the situation under control, and success has been reported. We know that we're going to have a possible increase in the force of the winds at the beginning of next week, and getting Los Angeles prepared, doing everything we can to save lives. That is our #1 job, to protect people's homes, to protect people's businesses, and to prepare to rebuild Los Angeles in a much better way. We're going to stand united.
You're not answering the question.
And we are not going to allow politics to interfere, and we're not going to allow people to divide us for political gain.
You're not answering the question, but okay.
Bob DeCastro from Good Day LA, Fox 11, just to follow up on that, because even after yesterday, that errant message was sent out to Los Angeles County, some 10 million people. Overnight, people were still receiving many messages, and we were even fielding calls from our own newsroom from people as far as San Bernardino that were receiving calls. You have no idea why people are getting these alerts and being startled in the middle of the night when they're already on edge in the Inland Empire. Why has that happened? You have no idea. And you also asked that people verify and get onto a website. Not everybody has the ability to jump on a website when they're panicked to try and figure out whether or not this is an actual alert.
He's got a point.
Thank you, and I appreciate the thoughts you're sharing and the question. I would take a second to explain how the alert system works. There's an interface, and you activate that interface with what type of an alert you're going to send, an evacuation order, an evacuation warning, and you identify a geographical area. After you initiate that message package is sent into what is the Integrated Public and Alert Warning System aggregator. That then transitions, I'll call it for lack of better terms, into a cloud that connects with all of our cell service providers. The root cause analysis is trying to establish where along that sequence there is an error going on. And in addition to that, it is important to understand that the cellular phone towers have different reach in how they're activating the message to the cell phone. And so it's a common phenomenon that there's a term called bleed over, where a cell phone that may be in a different jurisdiction or a different area is receiving that message from a cellular tower that may be geographically in a different space. So right now, our #1 priority is to establish how we can work with in coordination with our federal and state partners, how we can stop the messages that are going out right now that are not being initiated by a human action, to stop that, and then understand how that occurred so that the tool can still be used for what was identified as like a critical fire weather that we're still in experiencing and will continue to experience.
So can I just follow up on that? The bottom line is we are going to drill down, because I too got the alert. I got 2 alerts, and then I got an alert telling me to disregard the alerts. And, you know, as someone who has communities that are on edge, that are lined up, and I'm sure Mayor Gordo has the same situation going on as well. They're on pins and needles thinking that they're next. So we're drilling down right now. And the way it's described to me is there are towers that are now powering up, and it's up in this cloud. It's kind of like when you send an email and it goes into draft, and then once you hit internet, it gets sent. Similar, but my question is, why can't we turn it off? And the answers we're getting are not satisfying. I'm not making any excuses. It's unacceptable.
Absolutely.
And it is frustrating, because we are asking people to trust us, to believe us when we say evacuate. So if we're going to tell them to evacuate, we better make darn sure we're targeting the right people. So don't think we're taking this lightly. I'm not. And I know
I'm sure a lot of other people
residents aren't. So
no one's taking it seriously, or no one's taking it lightly. Okay, let's be real. It's unbelievable that is even happening, that these emergency alerts are just being sent out. Yeah, it could be hackers. It could be many different things. But still, no matter what, the fact that they don't have it ironclad, locked down is pretty insane to me. Just to be completely real, I can't believe that is what we're dealing with out there in LA right now as we speak. But before we continue on, unfortunately, I had to cut that short. And if you guys are interested in seeing more of it, I will make sure we watch a little bit more of it in a little while. But mainly, something's going on right now. Okay, I have a good friend of the show. It's been a long time since he's been on here. You might know him from Waverly Place, from The Ringer, from Galaxy Quest, and also The Mailman. I mean, amazing performance as the mailman in This Is Us, in that amazingly emotional scene in This Is Us with Sterling K. Brown. I have to bring on my friend. Please welcome Bill Cot to the show. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Good, Pascal. How are you?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. First off, I'm glad that you are safe.
So am I.
That the LA fires haven't really affected you, as if I understand, you're still in your home right now, correct?
Yeah, but that isn't to say they haven't affected me. I saw you were just listening to the press conference about the emergency alerts, and everybody here is under the understanding that we could need to evacuate at any moment. I'm in a somewhat safer area because there's not so much vegetation, but 2 nights ago, there was a fire just like 3 city blocks from me. It was a house fire. They were able to contain it, but we weren't sure whether we were going to need to evacuate. We weren't sure at first whether that might have been an extension of the fire, whether other fires near us had been started.
Right.
And so, I was in several states of preparedness. Like right now, my truck is completely packed and ready to go, just in case. Yeah. And like I got one of those emergency alerts at 3:30 in the morning, and thought I had to evacuate. So a lot of people are upset about those evacuation alerts, but I do have to say this: at the very least, I would rather be getting them and not need them than need them and not get them. So yes, there is a problem with the emergency alert system, but at least it's working. At least it's getting the alerts out there, because it was 3:30 in the morning, and if I would have needed to evacuate, I'm glad that it sent the sort of signal instead of just like, oh, it's a text, because sometimes you're in do not disturb mode when you sleep or whatever. It's that full on alarm noise that you get when you have an Amber Alert. So
yeah, and see, that's the thing I'm kind of confused about, because something like that going off, right? Because I remember we talked and you were saying like in the middle of the night you received an evacuation notice, right?
Yeah.
And then you found out that was a false alarm. Then of course, again, it's been going on multiple times. So how many times did you actually get the alerts?
It's only happened to me twice, and then I got a total of 3 alerts, because one of them, the second time it happened, they sent out an alert that said that it was disregard the previous alert, and thank God they sent those out, because the first time it happened, it was 3:30 in the morning. I had spent the whole night packing just in case I needed to go. My feet hit the ground. I woke up, splashed some water on my face, and then I was like, I need to figure out where I'm evacuating to, because you never know whether all of a sudden a route that you thought was open, 30 minutes ago is no longer open.
Yeah.
Because one fire by the side of one highway can close down an entire highway route, and in some cases, one highway shutting down can shut down another highway. That's why people are asking me, why don't you evacuate? Why don't other people evacuate?
Exactly.
Right now, we don't want to evacuate until authorities have told us to evacuate, because there's already such horrible traffic in Los Angeles. And one extra person on that road can mean the difference between one person getting out and saving their lives, 5-10 miles from here. So, so what I did was I checked this app, and there's an app called Watch Duty. And if anybody has loved ones out in Los Angeles, or if anybody is in Los Angeles and hasn't heard of Watch Duty, I can't imagine anybody in LA who hasn't heard of Watch Duty, but it's an app, and it shows you exactly where all the active fires are, where the evacuation routes are, and where the shelters are.
Okay. Okay. So Watch Duty app for sure, guys. Go check that app out.
And it's a great place to donate to, because it's all on, it exists completely on a volunteer basis. So
no doubt, no doubt. So as far as that goes, I mean, how many other people do you know have been, have had their homes or their belongings ravished by this fire? Do you have any
countless
people who
people
have been
that I
reaching
know,
out to you?
countless people. I keep on looking on Facebook, and almost everybody I know has either been in an almost evacuation situation like me, or has lost their home. And if you want to learn the true lesson of gratitude, you look on people's Facebook. And I saw one of my friends' houses today. They said, "Oh, we were so lucky that only a corner of the bedroom of our house was burned."
Mm.
And there was
Yeah.
like a hole in their wall that you could
Yeah.
see. So people are happy that just portions of their house are still around.
No doubt. How
And
far
so many
away?
people have lost their dream homes. They've lost, things that they
Yeah.
saved their whole lives. And, these aren't celebrities. These are
Right.
people who are everyday working people who live here in Los Angeles. People are seeing the celebrities on the news because when they see the Palisades fire. Yeah, a lot of celebrities work there, but there's all the small business people and the merchants and the people who are first responders who live in that area, who have been affected by this. So
Yeah. Yeah. No.
it's just so widespread.
No, it's crazy because it's everybody from the richest of the rich to the people who are just getting by. Everybody who's poured every last cent of their life into their home now up in flames, and I'm concerned about how this is going to affect not only just Hollywood but also just Angelinos in general, just
Yeah.
Los Angeles in general. You know what I mean?
And as you know, we have a huge problem with people who are unhoused here, even before the pandemic. But now we have a situation where, these people cannot stay inside to keep themselves safe from the smoke. The smoke is horrific out there. I'm
Yeah.
thankful that I have, an indoor structure. There are people out there who do not have that blessing.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, so how far away are you from these fires right now?
I am about. Well, I could look up on the Watch Duty app and give you an exact thing.
Okay.
But I would say I'm about 10 to 15 miles away from any of the major fires.
Okay. Because like
Yeah.
the Hollywood Hills fires that were going on, I had a friend of mine who literally could step out of his condo and just look down the street, and there were the fires. You know what I mean? When it was really prominent, right?
Yeah.
And of course, I was like, hey, man, pack up your stuff, get out of here, get out of there as quickly as you can. Be safe. I'd rather you be safe than sorry, right?
Absolutely.
And so I keep wondering, like people like yourself, and other people that live maybe in your area, how close are they to the craziness of these fires? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that you are constantly getting these alerts every couple hours that aren't even real must
Yeah.
be terrifying.
It is. Well, we've only gotten 2 of them, so it's not like it's been that bad. But
Okay.
there's several levels of alert, because when you go on the Watch Duty app, which is not giving false alerts and is not giving extra alerts, but what that does is it breaks down an area, and you can see whether they've ordered an evacuation order for that area, and they're like different code letters for each area, kind of like, I don't know if anybody there remembers the old days when we had the Thomas guides, but it would have it broken off into different areas to be like L473 or whatever. And then once they put an area to be evacuated into a zone, then they'll say there's a ready, a set, and a go phase. So they'll tell you to be ready. So in other words, you may want to start packing now if you haven't started packing. Most people that I know already have their go bags, already have the precious belongings that they're going to bring with them, or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the set, maybe sit in your car, put your key in the ignition, get ready, and then go hit the road and start following directions for what route is going to be safest for you.
Yeah, it's interesting because even so, you have a car full of stuff right now. Your car is packed,
Yeah.
ready to go, just in case things go down the way that may go down. And I'm curious. And somebody asked this, and this is a very good question. I'm glad that we had one of our viewers ask. Nicole B just asked, "Can you ask Bill the kind of items he packed to keep people informed?" So what kind of stuff are you packing? I mean, are you just grabbing, like they said, are you just grabbing stuff out of your hamper, all dirty clothes and stuff, just all your dirty drawers, or are you actually like packing other essentials? What do you got in your car right now, if
I
you mind me
packed only
asking?
exactly what I needed to, which was the first thing that I grabbed was all of my important documents, my passport, driver's license, birth certificate, immunization records, stuff like that. That went into a bag. I have a crank radio that's also solar powered. So in case I need, if all power breaks down and I need communications. Can you see me? My signal
yeah.
froze for a second on the screen here.
Oh, we can see you. We got you.
Okay, good.
We got you.
So I had those important documents and stuff like that. I only packed like 3 or 4 pair of underwear, 3 or 4 shirts, 3 or 4 sweatshirts, a sleeping bag. Now, one thing that they say it's important to do. So this is just a tip for other people if they're in a situation like this, or if you have like a flood alert wherever you are, go and take your phone and do a video of all your belongings and all your house that you're leaving behind, so that you can prove to the insurance agency that yes, I had this television set, yes, I had this, collection of baseball cards or whatever. But I'm leaving behind all the tapes, all my daughter's drawings, a lot of precious things that, that can't be replaced, but I don't need to survive. I just need to carry what I've got out of here in case of an emergency. So those clothes, toiletries, because if I get to a shelter and I don't want to have to wait if I need to brush my teeth or shave or something like that. So those toiletries are important. But all my precious memories, those are here on my phone and they're on the cloud. So I'm not worried about that. Just things for survival. Yeah. And then a bag full of fruit from the and vegetables from my fridge, because you don't know what food situations are going to be there.
No kidding. I mean, and anything's possible, right? Anything. You might walk out there and not have a place to stay, not have a place to rest your head for the night and all that, or a place to even find food. So yeah, of course, if you guys got those granola bars and those Cheez-Its, okay, a box
you mentioned my favorite snack food, the Cheez-Its. The other thing that's important to do that people hopefully do anyway, but in an emergency like this, make sure you're gassed up. Make sure all your vehicles are gassed up, because you may be spending a lot of time in traffic, log jam traffic, that you don't want to be in the first place. But if you're burning fuel, just, sitting there in standstill traffic, that could be an issue too.
So is LA right now in your area? Because I understand like you were still working, right? Were you still working today or something? So is
no,
LA
well,
shut
what
down,
happened was, I had auditioned on, was it? No, it couldn't have been Monday. Maybe my callback was Monday. I'm crazy now. It's crazy the way my perception of time has been altered through all this. But I had an audition. I think, yeah, you know what? That would have been, I think it was Monday, when it was just a windstorm. Or, I knew there were fires out there, but it wasn't affecting me. So I had a call back, and I actually booked a commercial that is going to, knock wood, hopefully by next Thursday and Friday, it's going to shoot.
Wow.
But so work was going on. I think a lot of things have been canceled around town.
Okay.
For right now. But yeah, things are still going on here. Life has to go on.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
No kidding. I guess I've been curious how LA, and businesses and all that, especially, now as the fires are still raging on, if life is going on, like business, work, that kind of thing, performances, gigs, auditions, all those kinds of things, if everything's just kind of going,
well, I know my dry cleaner
usual.
is still working because I got a text from my dry cleaner.
Wow.
That said that a suit that I had was ready for pickup, and I was like, that's not my priority right now.
Yeah.
Don't know anybody who needs to wear a suit right now.
No kidding.
And a lot of other businesses that I've received texts from. A lot of the restaurants are still staying open. Some of them are giving out free meals to people. Free ready to go meals for some people who need it.
Man, well, that's always good to hear, right? Because obviously everyone's trying to get away from the fires. It doesn't mean that they're leaving Los Angeles. They're just trying to get as far away from the actual fires as they can. And sometimes it could just be down the hill, right? Down the street, just a few miles. So have anybody reached out to you to see if they can find refuge at your place or anything of that sort?
No, I've had several offers of people who said that they could come and stay at their place.
Oh, that's good.
Fortunately, I've been safe enough. No, obviously, I have room here if anybody needed it. I have my daughter's room. She uses it on the weekends. During the week, it's totally open. So if I did have a friend, they would have a place to stay, and I have a couch. So
yeah, well, I mean, that's very generous of you, and we always know that you've got.
And if you're an actor in LA, you usually have a friend sleeping on the couch anyhow.
Yeah, that's very LA, Hollywood actor-esque for sure.
Yeah.
But Bill, I want to say, good luck with everything out there. Stay safe, keep your head on a swivel, because I know that there's been a lot of looting out here and a lot of crimes going on. Have you seen anything wild in your area, or has it just been out where the fires are?
I think that's been out where the fires are. And I think you probably heard too that some residents caught one of the arsons.
Yes.
It was a guy with a blowtorch. They tackled him and they threw some zip ties on him.
Here's an interesting update about that.
Yeah.
The person who was arrested, in suspicion of arson is not charged because of lack of probable cause.
Mm-hmm.
So he hasn't even been charged for this thing yet. He was he was standing there allegedly with an actual blowtorch.
Yeah.
So he's not charged right now.
I thought the same thing when I heard that they had caught him, because first of all, any like citizen's arrest sort of a thing, you have to question whether that's going to hold up in a court of law and how constitutional it was. But you have to prove that was his intent. There's no way to prove that he started the other fires. But they're
I think everybody's
what I've heard from people who've lived here their entire lives is the patterns of these fires does not line up with how fires usually build and grow out here, because usually one will start and then there'll be a containment effort, and then maybe another will spread over here, and then all of a sudden they'll work on that. But it's been up, right, left,
it's been sporadic.
Down. Yeah,
it's been absolutely sporadic. So just out of curiosity, and I'm not sitting here saying like put on the tinfoil hat and tell me it's Ancient Aliens or anything, but I am kind of curious as to what your thoughts on the start of this fire, like what started this fire, and do you think that all of this has to do with some sort of arson?
I don't think it's all arson. I think some of it could be. And also, almost every time a fire breaks out here, there's the possibility of a copycat. People who are pyromaniacs see a fire and go, "Oh, there's fire happening, so there's cover for it." Oh, or at the very least, they want to go out and watch it and see things burn. And while they're at it, they may start another fire. But most of these fires start because of the winds. We had really bad winds out here, and that was really the genesis of it. I was, that audition I was talking about couldn't have been Monday, because I woke up Monday morning with the branches of the trees outside my bedroom window tapping the window because the winds were forcing them that strongly.
Oh yeah.
So and every time the winds start up out here is a time to be prepared for fires in Los Angeles. But the winds will kick up a lot of things. A campfire maybe could be left out, and a lot of times a wire will be downed and sparks from the wire is hit. And then, of course, we've been incredibly dry. People talk about the climate change, and especially this past year has been so dry out here, even though we had amazing rains, torrential rains last year. There has been no rain during the rainy season this year. So I think people were expecting some fires to happen this year, but nothing like this.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty insane. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. This is definitely a moment in history for sure. It's unforgettable, but I'm also hoping that Angelenos band together and they rebuild into something better, right? You know, from the ashes rise something stronger, and I'm hoping that's exactly what happens. You know, and I'm hoping people are able to rebuild. They have the insurance to cover whatever needs to be covered, and you know, in a few years' time, everything will be back to normal, just better and cleaner, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure if there'll ever be a normal in terms of Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah.
But at least there'll be hopefully more helpful systems in place. But what has been really, really heartwarming is the ways that the community has come together to help other people. You know, like I've posted on my Facebook wall different ways that people can get some aid. My one of my former roommates, Erica, compiled a whole list of agencies and organizations that have come out to help. My church, which is, you know, about 3 miles away from here, opened up themselves for people to come and charge, because a lot of people in my neighborhood are out of power. They've been without power for, you know, almost 72 hours. I have been fortunate that I didn't have a loss of power. The last time we had major storms out here, I lost power for about 2 days. Fortunately, this time I did not. But for all those people, they were able to go there. Some local restaurants, like I said, have offered free meals. It's been really amazing, and I always knew this about Los Angeles. It's a city with a lot of heart. It's the people that move here who are a little bit flaky. But the people who've grown up and lived in the Los Angeles area are so kind and so community minded that I've never felt in jeopardy, even though, you know, there's these dangerous fires nearby. I know that there'll be some place to go, and I know there are people taking care of people.
Absolutely. One last question for you before I know you got things to do, and I appreciate you being here. And I'm glad you and yours are safe. And that's one of the most things that matter the most, right? But I'm curious about what your thoughts are on how the government, you know, how your elected officials have been handling this situation. Do you think they've been doing you know, they've been doing a wonderful job, or do you think that there's been a lack of accountability?
I think there's been an amazing response. I think there's some people who have some not so updated information. There were people saying that Karen Bass had cut the fire department budget. That wasn't entirely true. She was working on renegotiating for $50 million more for firefighting efforts. I don't think any leader in their right mind would be like, well, looks like we'll never have any fires in Los Angeles. And most importantly, now's not the time to criticize. Now's the time to deal with what we've got to help save lives, to help prevent future fires, to help future traffic jams and things that could, you know, hurt with the rescue efforts. But now isn't the time to criticize. So I'm not going to be one of those critical voices. There'll be plenty of time to second guess, but you know, certain authorities about to take office here who are mouthing off about California, who don't know anything about science, can certainly take a break from that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see your point there. I guess only time will tell.
Yeah.
When new people come into office, and of course, you know, we'll see what they do, and of course, we got to see what government, you know, your elected officials do over here as well. And it seems like they're going hard in the paint right now. All I can hope is they're able to stop these fires from getting into your areas or spreading even further, and just getting people safe, right? And being able to rebuild quickly so that there's not hundreds of thousands of people without homes, because that's a lot of people without a place to stay, and that's a terrifying thing. But Bill, again, thank you so much for coming on here. It really means a lot. It's been a minute. We got to get you on the show just to chop it up about your career, everything that you've been doing as of late, because, we haven't talked since, well, it's been years. Okay.
It has been.
It's been
all right,
a
we'll
long
catch up
time.
soon.
Yeah, man. Okay. You stay blessed. God bless you.
You too. Bless you
All
too.
right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Big shout out to Bill for being on. It really means the world to me for him coming on and just giving us some, just some information on what's going on in LA right now, because it's insane. I have friends that have lost their homes. I have friends that are on the brink of possibly having to evacuate. I got people that connections and people that I know that are just literally sitting at the edge of their seat, sleepless nights, just waiting because they're right next to some of these fires. Also, let's be real, these alerts, these false alerts that have been popping off have not made the situation any better, just to be completely real, with people's anxiety, with people's concern about what's going to happen. Do we have to leave? You just heard Bill himself. He had to pack up his whole car, and then it was a false alarm. But he packed up the car anyway. He's like, nah, I'm keeping it exactly how it is, just in case I actually have to kick rocks. And again, for those of y'all who are watching or listening to the show, listen, make sure you're not going on vacation, okay? So pack up the essentials. Pack up what you need. Forget the Xbox. Forget all that stuff. You're not going to have a place to plug it into anyway. Real talk. Pack up the essentials. Get the things that you need. Get your documents, your legal documents, right? Birth certificates, passports, what have you. And if they say to leave, leave. Don't sit there and wait for those flames to come right at your front door or to your backyard. Just get your stuff and go. Because again, like he said, the traffic is so bad in general. LA traffic is already hellish. LA traffic is a nightmare. Imagine what it's like right now with everybody panicking and trying to get the hell out right now. It's going to be a parking lot. It's not even going to be bumper to bumper. It's just going to be a parking lot. Everyone's going to be dead in the water, right? Just stuck in their tracks, and you don't want that. So please, some of the things that he said there, I think were really fantastic as well. And yeah, I agree with them too. The elected officials right now, it's time to figure out how to stop these fires. And yes, there's going to be a lot of criticism because, of course, people are angry. People are trying to understand what the hell's going on. But at the same time, he is right. It's time to kind of say, hey, we need to put these differences aside for a second, figure out what we need to do. And then once the smoke clears, when these fires are out, then you can start asking him, like, what's up with that really? Did you make a mistake? Was there really a budget cut? Were you really trying to get more money instead of the 17 million? So on and so forth, right? Right now is the time that I think we all should be wanting to know, how can we keep our families and our friends safe, and how can they rebuild? Like, just look at this, y'all. Real talk. Look at this. Bang. And let me say this too. I don't like that when she's asked a question, when Mayor Bass is being asked a question, she's not even answering the question, because she's not answering the question. And I get it that she can't sit there and answer all the time, every time that a question is asked. But every single time a question has been asked pertaining to anything, as far as budget, as far as whatever, she has not answered them. She has not. Okay? She has not at all. So to me, I'm like, at some point, you got to answer it at least once and then just keep it moving. But I get it. These are very, very difficult and stressful times right now. So I guess we're going to have to sit back, wait, and see how they perform. Okay. How they perform. In fact, there was a moment that was really, oh man, can I find it? I need to find it. Let me find this. This is not good. But it just, and like I said, I'm not here trying to bash. Okay. I'm not here trying to bash. All right. But this moment was really, really bad. Okay. This moment was really, really bad. Hold on. This was really bad. Will I be able to? Yes, I found it. Wow. And this is a video that people are sharing a lot. Okay. This has nothing to do with Mayor Bass, okay? And again, I think, we do need to leave room for just a little bit of breathing room, I believe. And put criticism on the side. Don't completely delete it. Don't drag it and put it in the recycle bin. I'm saying put it to the side of the table, because of course at some point criticism will be brought to the table when the fires are done. There will definitely be, heads are going to roll. Let's just be real. Heads are definitely going to roll as soon as all these fires are done. And then at the same time, it's going to be a matter of question of who's going to take the fall? Who's going to be the fall guy for this whole thing? Let's also not forget that too. But I have to share this video because one of my boys sent this to me, okay? And I looked at it, and even myself, I was like, oh, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. So Gavin Newsom, okay? Governor Newsom is, I guess, getting into this SUV. He's looking at damage, okay? He's looking at a bunch of damage. And this is just bad. And let me say this too. I'm going to say it again after the video is done. But I'm going to say this, though. He could very well be telling the truth. But his timing and his explanation of everything is so bad. It is so bad. Even the people who are left-leaning are looking at this and saying, oh, my damn, this was embarrassing. This was a bad look. Like, ooh, that was not good. That was not good. And I keep wondering how this whole thing went down is bad. And it feels like he is straight up lying. But he's trying to get this woman off his back with cameras in his face. Let me just show it to you guys. This is just bad. There's no other word for it. It's so bad. Hold on. Oh my God. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You're like, oh God. Oh, that's gonna hit. Oh, we can't do nothing about it. Damn. Take a look at this.
Governor, you got a second?
Oh,
Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Just hear what he just said. He starts off with the lie. I'm sorry. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay. It's so bad. He's caught in 4K. He's caught lying in real time, son. Oh my damn. Here. Okay, I'm playing it. I'm sorry. This is so bad.
Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the
Why
call.
is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated for you. I'm so sorry.
Okay. He says, I'm literally on the phone. He starts with, I'm literally on the phone with the president right now. Then she says, can I hear this phone call? Can I hear it? Can I hear it? Can you play it? Can you open it? Can you, put it on speakerphone? I want to hear, let me talk to the president. I want to hear the president's voice. Then he goes, I have no cell phone service. I'm trying to get a signal. But you just started off saying, I'm on the phone. I'm talking to the president. I can't even save this, dude. I can't even save this. Okay? Yikes. But then I also look at this and I wonder, where did this woman come from? With all due respect, it's just so random. And I don't know. This is apparently live. This is all happening live on Sky News. So this is live. So it's not like this is just some actor that's being paid to run over there to make Gavin Newsom look like a damn boo-boo the fool with his pants on the ground. Hell no. It's just so odd, right? Is this, I guess a part of me is like, is this real? Is this real?
Especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids. Losing
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one and building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
It's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
To fill
everything
the
I can.
hydrants. I would fill them up personally. You know that. I would fill up the hydrants myself. But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see do you know there's water dripping over there? Governor, there's water coming out there. You can use it.
I appreciate it. I'm going to make the call to address everything I can right now, including making sure people
I'd
are
like
safe.
to make sure you do. Can I have an opportunity to at least tell people you're doing what you're saying you're doing? Could somebody have a contact? Can I have your contact information?
Right there.
Governor, you got.
Okay, so again, it's like, I gotta go. Boy, I want to do everything I can. We're doing everything we can. And then she's like, do you think we can do something about this? Or is there a way that we can prevent this next time? And he's like, yeah. And she goes, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm doing everything I can, because he has no answer. Who has the answer to this? Who has a plan right now? I feel like at this point, they're all flying by the seat of their pants, trying to figure all this out as well. All right. But at the same time, I don't know. It feels so unreal, but then that really happened. Like, it's still, no matter what, let me just say this. Even if that wasn't, like, say, a plant, because some of y'all were like, hey, she's a plant. How he's reacting is real. So if she's there to sit there and go, like, being a frantic person, just to be there, like, and action. Oh my gosh, I'm scared, blah, blah, blah. And Newsom, what are we going to do? He fell flat on his face on camera, even with a plant. So if the plant went up to his face and said all this stuff and was an actress, let's just say, he didn't have a script. Okay? He didn't have no script. If this was some sort of thing to make him look good, he destroyed himself in 2 seconds. Because it started off with, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. I'm on a call with the president. She's like, turn it on. Let me hear it. Let me hear the president. Because I need to say something to him too. Right? And then he's like, I have no signal. I don't have a signal. That was bad. That was bad. So definitely, if this was like some sort of plant, it was not for his benefit. It was for somebody else. If it was a plant, the plant was there to try to make Gavin Newsom look like a damn fool. And they succeeded. If that was really a plant. Let's just be real. Because he was, either he didn't read the script. Like I said, come on now. He said straight up, I'm on the phone with the president. Verbatim. What do you think that person is going to take that as? Oh, really? You're on the phone with him right now? Let me talk to him. I'm trying to get signal. Already tried hitting him up 5 times. I'm not getting signal. I'm just trying to get to you see what I'm saying? So if this was, and that's what I'm hearing too, Deb, that I think she's a reporter as well. So if she's a reporter, and this was live, like I said, this plant, if it was not there for his benefit, and that's for damn sure. Look at what happened. He fell on his face. Or he skipped those improv classes in college, okay? The ones that he was supposed to attend. He skipped those improv classes, improv 101, go bananas, go bananas. He threw all of that out the side because he was still trying to holler at that chica, okay, that he met at the gym. He's like, I don't need that. I don't need no improv. 20 years later. Right now, that improv class would have been beautiful. Would have paid off in spades. But did he go to those classes? Hell no. He skipped all of them mugs. And now he looks like a fool. Okay? Now he looks like that moment was not good. Real talk. Like I said, doesn't matter on what side of the political spectrum you're on. If you watch that, you're like, oh, damn. But then you could also look at the other side of things too. All right. He's probably exhausted. He's probably dealing with a lot of stuff. Clearly, the whole southern, like everything's on fire in Southern California. He's a little busy. Okay. He's a little bit busy. He doesn't have time to start just talking to every single person that he sees on the side of the road. They caught him off guard. He's looking at things. He's probably spread super thin, very, very little sleep, stressed stressed beyond description. And he's like, hey, we gotta figure this whole thing out. Okay? We gotta figure this whole thing out. I ain't got time to have these impromptu interviews right now. That could very well be what it is. But like I said, he fell on his face with that one. That was not good. Okay. That was not good at all. Period. But then at the same time, it's like a reporter running up to someone like that in that kind of fashion, because that was not reporting. That was someone wearing the mommy hat for a second. That was a civilian, not a reporter. That was somebody running up, more worried about her kid's school and what's going to happen than actually being diplomatic and trying to figure out how to tell this to the masses, if that makes any sense, But again, that wasn't good. Okay? That wasn't good, guys. And I know that's going to split the room. I know that's going to make some people feel some type of way, but that was not good. But let me see if there's any more updates going on. They're talking about the wind forecast. Let's take a look at this really quick.
Winds, a little bit more of an onshore flow. This will help to bring a little bit more humidity into the atmosphere, certainly, but just issuing a caution that this will also change the direction of some of these flames. So I'm sure firefighters are bracing for that. As we get to Sunday to Monday, another little burst of wind here. But then as we look ahead to Monday, Tuesday, there is a good chance we could see another moderate to strong wind event. As you can see here, so some brighter colors here on the contoured maps, nearly 50 miles an hour near Santa Clarita, 20, 30 mile per hour winds here closer to the coast. So that's going to pose some new problems. The good news is the humidity values, according to this model, are going to increase as we get to tomorrow, and that's because partly due to that slightly stronger onshore flow. So that will help matters a bit more. Looking at our futurecast, high pressure does stay in control of our weather, and that is why we're going to continue to see that offshore flow. I do want you to pay attention to what's beyond Monday, Tuesday, because by Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to watch this upper level low pressure system, and it could, I say, qualify that, bring us a chance for some light showers as we get to late Wednesday to Thursday. Until then, though, we'll get some winds, breezy on Sunday, and then some gustier winds as we get to Monday night, Tuesday. Hang in there, guys. Stay vigilant, stay safe.
All right. And just got to mention this because it just happened about 4 minutes ago. I got the alert. You didn't get one, but I got the alert, the false emergency alert.
Another one.
Prepare to evacuate in case of an emergency. And we had just finished that report with Bob where we were trying to figure out and address what is going on. Why does this keep happening?
And by the way, yeah, it's a false
alert. Another one.
Nowhere near the it's just to show. I mean, something's going on, and they got to figure this out.
That's right.
Jeez.
All right, on to this now. We continue our coverage, of course, of these devastating fires, but at least one NFL game has been impacted with a location change. And
yeah, they changed the location for the wild card game. I think it's the Rams. They moved it to Arizona, just so that you guys know. But, you know, we're not here to talk about foosball, okay? We're not here to talk about football. We're here to talk about the fires and all that. And again, you know, this is crazy. All of this is crazy. You know, and they're just talking about the change of a venue for this game. Okay. Now, as far as the false alarms, still don't know if that's a hack. Don't know if that's just a glitch on their side or not. But the alerts are happening. Now it's more than just twice. This is multiple times now. That just recently happened. So it means that Bill, our friend Bill, who just came onto the show, he literally had an alert about 5 to 10 minutes after he got off the show with us. Literally. And it continues to keep happening, which is ridiculous and needs to stop. There needs to be some sort of way to stop this, because there's a lot of people that are not going to take this stuff seriously anymore. They're just going to keep doing what they're doing, ignore the chaos, ignore the information, ignore the fires, and then they'll find themselves in very, very bad situations. I'm telling you right now, we got better things to do than to deal with the craziness that's going on with these false alarms. We all need to be safe. We all need to be okay. And that's what matters more. We can look at the elected officials and, you know, for example, look at that Gavin Newsom clip and laugh at it and gawk at it for sure. But in actuality, at the end of the day, we also have to remember all of these elected officials are working tirelessly. And most importantly, all of the first responders, guys, they are going ham out there because there's all kinds of stuff going on. Not only are there fires going on that they need to take out, there are people who are starting fires. There are people trying to rob homes, people who are trying to cause more crimes. LA is in absolute shambles right now. It's crazy. All of those people are working nonstop right now. And as soon as this whole thing is over, they all better get one hell of a break because they absolutely deserve it. Okay? It's crazy, guys. Crazy. Man, you know what? Philip DeFranco, he's got a great show. Let me tell you that. Okay. First and foremost, shout out to Philly D. Okay, but here's the thing, and I'd kill to have his writers or his researchers on my show. Oh my God, his researchers are insane. Okay, but I am interested to see that episode. So thank you so much for that, M. Chell, or maybe it's Michelle. But thank you. Okay, I'm definitely interested to hear about what he has to say about all that too, and what he and his team have looked up and found as well. But yeah, his channel has always been. I mean, he's the GOAT. Let's not forget that. Okay, he's the OG. All right, of the YouTube's worlds. Okay, but again, guys, we can laugh, we can make fun, we can sit there and go, we want accountability. But at the end of the day, right now, they're not going to sit there and take any accountability for anything right now. They're busy trying to stop these doggone fires from firing right now. But then as soon as these fires are over, everybody and their mama is going to want to know what the hell is going on. All right. And if heads need to roll, heads will definitely roll. Okay. Because even so right now, I'll share this too with y'all before we kind of wrap up the doggone show. But there were a few updates that came out as of 31 minutes ago. All right. But take a look at this. LA officials grilled on failures, emergency alert errors. So LA Mayor Bass was grilled again. She's getting grilled every single time she gets up there. Let's keep it real. So we should always expect her to get grilled with some sort of question. But she, at some point, needs to answer one of the questions. At least just one time. Just once. Okay? That'd be amazing, right? So she was grilled during the Q&A portion of today's fire briefing on what she will do to ensure devastating widespread fires don't happen again. Now, she can't control nature, but there's definitely things that they can have, that they can enact starting as soon as these are done, that they can enact to make sure that this never happens again, or that they can slow it down or prevent it right off the bat, right? And there's a lot that needs to be done, I believe. She said, I'm going to spend every moment that I can making sure that I am in as many areas as possible, meeting and talking to residents to see what is needed in the recovery. Because let's be real. Do you think any of these officials, these elected officials, actually have a solid, ironclad answer to that question? I'm going to tell you right now, hell to the no. Hell no, they don't. They don't know. They don't have anything. When they go, what are you going to do, Newsom? What are you going to do? He don't know either. He don't know. You see what I'm saying? He has no idea what to do. They're all sitting there with their arms up like, you can't see it, but they're just like this. Arms up in the air like, that emoji. They have no idea. They have no idea what they're doing. They're completely, this is new. Like they said yesterday and this morning, this is an unprecedented event. This is historical. No one expected this. So do they have an ironclad answer right now? Hell no. Will they have something in a few weeks once the dust is settled? Yeah, I would hope so. Damn, I hope they do. Because if they don't, this is going to happen all over again. This will happen all freaking over again. All right. So the LA County Office of Emergency Management Director McGowan also gave more detail about the erroneous evacuation alert messages that alarmed residents in the middle of the night. And then again, just a few minutes ago. Don't forget that too. Okay. Now, again, they said that those are unmanned messages. that it's not coming from anybody. So somebody's going out there hacking into the system. It's got to be, or it's AI, or it's some sort of bug in their system. But the fact that they have this bug in the system or this problem shows a very, very big problem. And other elected officials in other states and cities need to look at this situation, because every single state, city has potential for some sort of monstrous act of God. Okay? Or it's a mass power outage in the dead of winter, or something of that sort. They need to look at these things and go, okay, let's learn from the mistakes of our fellow states. Let's learn from these mistakes. Okay, maybe we need to make sure. Let's just reapproach our alert system just to make sure we got everything on point. Just really quick. Let's just do that. You know what I mean? Looks like we got another new update. LA County opens center for people looking for missing loved ones due to fires. That's good. That's good news too. So LA officials announced today that they are opening 2 family assistance centers to help people who are searching for missing loved ones during the wildfires. The locations will be at Chevy Hills Recreation Center and Pasedena Convention Center Visitors Bureau. Okay. They will be open today and tomorrow. In fact, I hope that they're open for till next week, because there's going to be people trying to find people for a long time. And I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of missing person updates and postings and reports here very soon. You don't think that some of these people who have been wanting to run away for a long time, people who have been wanting to get gone, people who are wanting to take somebody, this would be ample time. Like I said, this is ample time for crimes to happen, and it's varying degrees of crime. Okay, and it's so, like I said, they should keep this open for a while. But they're saying that they're doing it for Friday, today, and Saturday, which I think is trash. I mean, it's great that they're doing it, but they need to do more. They need to have it longer. Not everybody's going to be able to find everybody in just these 2 days. Let's keep it a bean. All right. But let's get to these super chats real quick. Paul from Down Under. I come from Down Under. Anyway, what's up, man? Thank you so much. Perhaps reintroduce the old siren warning like in WW2 rather than rely on new technology. That's not a bad idea, but I can also see jerk-offs trying to mess around with that thing too. Let's keep it real. But that's another possibility. Or let's bring that back up. Paul, you brought up a good one. Or they use that if the alert system, like what's happening right now, goes, it starts freaking out like it's doing right now. And so they use that as what's the word? They have that as the last, it's the final option, right? So if the emergency alert system is making super mistakes like this, then they go, you know what? We are only using the siren. If you hear the siren in your area, if you are within earshot of that thing, kick rocks. That could be it, right? That could be their fail-safe. If everything goes to crap digitally, we go analog. We use that doggone siren system. So that's actually a good idea. And maybe some elected officials are watching right now and saying, okay, Paul from Down Under. All right, mate. All right. Ray Twice, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Fabulous Fab. 10 new memberships. Welcome to the family. All 10 of you. I appreciate that, Fabulous Fab. Again, guys, please pay it forward. All 10 of y'all, welcome to the family. Pay it forward. More than anything in the world, we need that right now, okay? We really, really need that help, okay? Or they really, really need that help out in Los Angeles. So if you can contribute to a GoFundMe that is real, not some fraudulent crap out there, because there's still disturbing. I want to use so many curse words right now because I just don't like when people try to scam people in this kind of way. Well, I don't like people trying to scam people in period, but in this type of fashion, under these kinds of circumstances, it just burns my cookies even more. It's disturbing and disgusting, okay? Let's keep it real. But if you find a real GoFundMe, please contribute. Just put in $1, okay? $1 goes a long way, especially right now, okay? Fabulous Fab, again, thank you so much for being a member for the past 17 months. That's a long time. Prayers for USA, absolutely. We need all the prayers that we can get because 2025 said, hello. You know what I mean? Actually, 2025, we only 10 days in, y'all. Oh, my damn. But it's 10 days in, and 2025 is already saying, somebody stop me. That's scary. That is scary. That is scary. Think about that. It's only 10 days in. We haven't even broken in these new pair of shoes. And we already off the rails. 10 days in. 10. Yeah, that was the whole point, Rachel. That was the whole point. That was the whole point. Smoking. Yeah. 2025 said, you will know my name. Okay. Mimi, thank you so much. Like I said, he said, you will know my name. That's literally what they did. 2025 is mad. And could it be because the Pope opened up that the gates of hell? Oh my God. You know he opened up the gates of hell, allegedly. The Pope. You don't know this? Yeah, he opened up the gates of hell. Because I guess this year is like, I forgot the name of the year, but it's like a specific year. But in this year, he opened the gates of hell. Yeah, he opened the gates of hell. So, like I said, 2025 out here feeling themselves. Okay. Yeah, Jubilee year. Thank you, Marilyn. I knew somebody knew it. The Jubilee year. Okay. So they opened up the gates of hell. The Pope did. Why, I ask? I don't know. But that's what's going on. Michelle just said, not the gates of hell. You'll be fine. Okay. Yeah. He opened one of the portals. And so, yeah. The Pope done did that. Did he do it? Yeah, he did it. Okay. He really did. Yeah. Mimi, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Elaine, thank you so much, love. Thank you for being fair and factual. I try. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a Catholic thing. Okay. But some people are looking at that, even people who are, agnostic, atheist, etc., that are just looking at things, and then they hear about the gates of hell, Pope opening up the gates of hell. Yeah, it's not great. And then you see all these things that have been happening at the top of the year. It's been back to back to back to back to back. I'm telling you right now, guys, please be safe. It has nothing to do with the portals of hell opening. I mean, who's scared about the portals of hell, I'm kidding. But still, be vigilant out here, guys, because everybody 2025's engine is already warmed up. We didn't even need to turn this mug on. It was on when we walked in. Okay? This car fully warmed up. So, if you are in the area, please be safe. Make sure your tanks in your car are full. Okay? Don't wait till the last minute. If you have to walk down a few miles just to go to the gas station with a tank, with a canister or something of that sort, go and do that. So you don't have to be stuck in traffic just to get down to the gas station. But just get some sun in, get a nice brisk little walk in. Okay, get an exercise in. Go over there, get some gas, put it there, or get two canisters. Have one for to have in the back of your car just in case, because you don't want your car, okay? You don't want your car just stopping in the middle of the road, especially if you've been sitting there in traffic all day long. Make sure you have an extra canister on the side so you can refill that tank. That's it. Just in case. Okay? We are in some crazy times, guys. And I'm praying for everybody. Real talk. I'm going to check one last thing just to see if there's anything new. I mean, it right now, like I said before, National Guard has been deployed. Let's take a look at this here real quick.
For now, live here in Pasadena.
Oh, shot it.
They've only been letting when they can get coming up and understandable. Thank you so much for talking to us. Good luck to you. When can we get up there to see our home? Yeah, definitely understandable. Thank you so much for talking to us. Good luck to you. And that's what we've seen. A lot of residents here coming up and talking to CHP officers, the CalGuard members, to see when they can get up access into their neighborhoods. And at this point, we really don't know. They've only been letting utility crews and emergency vehicles up. For now, live here in Altadena, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. We go to Bob DeCastro next. So this morning, the city and county officials held a news
hold on.
to
Try this again. Come on. Oh, golly.
Extent. So we've heard from residents here. They've been pleading and begging for more help. I have David Stevenson here. He's actually a former reporter at KTVU. We were doing a live shot for that station a little earlier in the Bay Area. What do you think seeing the National Guard here? You said your parents live up here in this neighborhood.
Yeah, it's really reassuring, extremely reassuring to see the presence out here. A lot of friends whose family have lost their homes, unfortunately, are upset about reports of looters. They've been staying out in their yards to guard their own homes. So for me, seeing this here adds an extra bit of relief to what's going on.
Okay, I gotta say this, and maybe I'm a little disconnected and all that. And I know, like Rachel just said, and Rachel Burton just said, National Guard does not play. No, they don't. But at the same time, I'm looking at this and I'm like, why aren't they helping with the fires though? I get it, protecting these homes, protecting these people from looting and doing all kinds of stuff and causing chaos. Yeah, keep some of those out there. But also, if they need as much manpower as they can to fight these fires, wouldn't it be better to have wouldn't it be better to have more hands on deck, especially with everything that's going on? Wouldn't that be better? Just a tiny bit? Any little bit would help. Especially with them going out here trying to fight these fires. It could even be as simple as trying to just bring, supplies, etc., back and forth so that all these fire trucks don't have to be deployed every which way or driving down from this place and that and the third. They can stay in one spot. You see what I'm saying? So instead of them just like protecting these homes or not only protecting these homes, I keep thinking, shouldn't they be out by the fires, fighting the fires as well? But I don't know. Like I said, I know that they're not firefighters, but like I said, at this point, shoot, they got incarcerated firefighters. They got the incarcerated prisoners. And if Trump was actually sentenced, it might have been him too out there fighting these fires. I'm joking. Chill. But still, what the hell, guys? Very interesting. But guys, we're going to keep an eye on this. You know, obviously the story continues going. The fires continue to burn. We're keeping an eye on everything. As soon as we find out more stuff, we will talk about it for sure. But unfortunately, I got to hop off. That's the show, guys. I appreciate it. Okay. I know. I'm going to be angering all people just by making a small little joke. But everybody chill. It's just a joke. Everyone needs to learn to take jokes every once in a while. Oh, my God. That's my president. How dare you say that about my president? It's a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. All right. But please do me a favor before we get out of here. Hit that like button down below. Please and thank you. Crush it. Do what it do. Do not forget, hit that reaction button. Hit that follow button on those other platforms. Hit that subscribe button here on my main channels. Go to my secondary channel, the YouTube channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe over there to my secondary channel, please, and thank you. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. We're keeping an eye on this fire. Don't worry. We'll be back in a little bit, but I have to hop off, take care of some things. But, hey, we'll be talking to soon. Oh, even so, Hunter Biden as well. Hey, he could have been out there, too. Let's not forget that, too. Hunter could have been out there helping with these fires alongside those incarcerated as well. Dag nabbit. Let's not forget that. All right. But I appreciate you guys for being here. You guys are incredible. Stay safe out there. And we will talk very, very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.